Hey, what's going on, Kerbal? So, it's been a while since my last video. I apologize for that. I know in our last video I said I wouldn't be playing this game anymore because it's just so full of bugs and they haven't been putting out updates. So we're not going to be going anywhere in this video, but we will do something we can do, and that is head to Kerbal orbit and deploy a satellite, just because I can and it's something to do in the meantime. So this is the stealth shuttle, as I call it, that I've been meticulously working on the last couple days. I have this thing fine-tuned, bro. It flies like a peach. Well, a little bit better than a peach because peaches can't fly. So let me talk about the vehicle a little bit, and then we'll launch this puppy. All right, so obviously it's like a space shuttle, only the stealth version. We got our tanker here that's connected to our ship via a fuel line, all right, which is important to do, important to have if you're going to do this, because by the time you get into space and you detach your tanker, you want to have full tanks in your ship. That way your ship is drawing from your tanker during flight. And then we have our decoupler as well, because it's important that you separate. Obviously we have twin side boosters. We'll jettison those while we're still in the atmosphere. This plane itself took some doing to perfect, specifically with the wings and the hatch for the Kerbal to get in and out of. The wings can't be like obscuring it or hindering it. So you have to very finely make those the right size and put them in the right place, as well as the ladder here. It's well balanced and everything. And actually, I made two versions. This is the space version, so we can burn in space. It carries its own LOX, its own liquid oxygen and methane. So, can't get a good view here. There we go. These, what are these called? These DART engines burn liquid oxygen and methane. My other version just burns methane. It takes oxygen from the atmosphere, right? Ram air jet style. I had to fine tune it with this shuttle tanker as well, because these RS-25s, or whatever they're called in the game, KS-25s in the game, obviously they're space shuttle engines that SLS is now using. It's important that you have basically the same amount of kinetic force coming out of the tanker as you do your plane, and you want to burn your plane's engine during liftoff as well as the tanker, just like the shuttle did, to keep it balanced. And if you have more power coming out of your tanker than you do your ship, or vice versa, it's going to be lopsided and you're going to tip over and start burning toward the ground. It just so happens that these engines and these engines are pretty on par with each other, so you could do 1 and 1, but I'm doing deuces and deuces. All right, well, that's enough talk. I think we will deploy this thing. I guess I should talk about the payload right quick, because our little satellite. So I got a cargo bay door here with our payload in it. If I can use the controls right, there we go. There's the satellite we'll deploy once we're in Kerbal orbit. Okay. Let's pick our astronauts or Kerbal and do this thing. We got Jeb and Bob. Let's do it, boys. All right. We only need about 60% thrust for our main engines. Here we go. She's away. Clear the tower. We'll go ahead and start our roll. Side booster separation, brah. They're away. Jet looks like he's having a great time. Bob, not so much. Too late now, bro. You're along for the ride, like it or not. Cut it at 110,000. Boom. And jettison. Another bug, obviously. We are still in the atmosphere, and there we go. Now we're into the thinner parts now. And we have full tanks, like I was talking about earlier. Go ahead and roll over. Good doggy. And we'll time warp to our apogee so we can do our orbital burn. It's the moon. All right. We are in orbit, so let's go ahead and deploy our payload. Open up cargo bay doors, please and thank you. And deploy the payload. RCS on to kind of push us away from it. And you can hear the wind. Again, that's another bug. That should go away in a little bit. Like having a baby in space. Let's go ahead and let Bob do an EVA. We'll let him work on this satellite, deploy all of its gizmos. All right, deploy this. Deploy this. Here we go. He looks a little worried. Oh, no, he doesn't. So one thing I learned about this game, unlike KSP1, they must have like magnet boots, because they can walk on the steel hull. Grab, and board. Okay, and the wind bug is still happening. That's annoying. Nice views though. Close cargo bay doors. And let's work on our re-entry maneuver. So we'll set up a maneuver node about right here. Okay. And retro burn. Now by the time we get there, the Earth's or Kerbin's still gonna be rotating on its axis, so we'll just put it right there for now, for meow, and warp there. Hey, satellite didn't go far, that's cool. And point toward the maneuver node. Say goodbye, satellite. And a little bit more right there. Work. Yeah, fine right there. Whatever. And prepare for re-entry. Now, this game still doesn't have re-entry heating because, you know, it's not finished. It's technically not even early access quality, but whatever. I'm not here to gripe. I'm here to play what we can. So we don't have to worry about our ship blowing up on re-entry. We just enter the atmosphere. And for now, we'll point it a little up. You gotta be careful though, because you can still careen out of control. See how we're pointing. We want to go a little to the right. All right. Getting to the denser parts of the atmosphere now, so I'm gonna just let it do its thing. And we'll kind of tilt our axis here to the right just a little bit. I'm not going to touch the controls till we have slowed way down, because any little maneuver with the ailerons or the rudders will completely get us in a, like a jet wash, or not a jet wash, but like a flat spin or something. There's our runway right there. We got to go a little bit to the right, but we have plenty of fuel. There we go. Okay, we're slowing down. Whoop, 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 whoop. There you go. Calm yourself. Whoa. SAS is your friend. Landing gear down. Here we go. We're home. We are back. Our heroes return. Get to the VAB a little quicker. Alright, lock on the brakes. And let's get our boys out. Starting with Jed. Bob's too cool to use the ladder. He's just gonna jump. Alright. Well, that's gonna wrap up this one. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching. And until next time, Godspeed.